First up, you have the Page of Pentacles, then you have the Six of Swords, and then you have the Ten of Pentacles. Your challenge for the few months is the Seven of Cups reversed. And what is recommended for you is the Page of Wands. So I think whatever this represents, it represents something that was kind of like a new monetary, I don't say idea, but something this could be work related. It could be something that you, like a side hustle or something you've been working towards, like a project, a home project, a hobby. But there's been some aspect of your life that you've been trying to hone, I would say, the practical skills down. Because the pages, they're the students, so they're learning, and they're in the process of learning. But I think whatever you're learning or you're working on, in a sense, or trying to find better ways about doing something. Sorry if you hear any funny noises. My four-legged child is playing with his bone. This is saying that you've been kind of... There he goes. He makes funny noises sometimes. Anyway. This is saying that whatever you've been working on, you've been kind of trying to learn more about it. You're trying to get more... Jessie, honey, please, sweetie, please. Thank you. You've been trying to get more information. You're trying to work. Because to me, he's about figuring out the practical aspects, but he's trying to figure it out. Like, I see him as the early stages of that. Like, you might have honed your skills to some degree with whatever this represents, but now you're either trying to figure out a better way to do it, or you're trying to figure out a streamlined way to do it, or you're trying to figure out an expansion. You're trying to figure out the next stage, like what's next. And you're in the maybe the research phases, the playing around with it phases, but you're trying to figure out how to make it grow. So whatever this represents for you, I think it's something to do with your finances. It even could be like maybe you're putting an addition on your house or whatever. You're doing something to try to make something grow, but you're in the stage or the part of it where you're still, it's not 100%, but you're working on the details of it. But I always see the pages as being very... Well, the pages, even the Pentacle suit, as being very diligent with stuff. They're very practical. They kind of tend to stay more dedicated. So I think this is really, really a good energy of kind of being more dedicated. But during the 3 months, you're going to be leaving something behind. The Six of Swords represents kind of moving on to calmer shores, but these are our thoughts. So these could be even sometimes the emotions as well. Sometimes the thoughts and emotions kind of blend together with stuff. But I think whatever has been going on, I wonder with the Page of Pentacles, whatever this represents, because you're learning, maybe there was some kind of, I don't want to say problems, or there was some things with it that weren't quite clear or a little bit troublesome, and you were trying to figure it out. But I think for whatever reason, you might be deciding to either go in a different direction, or you're deciding to kind of, I don't want to say give up on something, but you're leaving something behind. Sometimes this could represent people, it could represent friendships, it could represent even ideas that you thought you wanted for your life. It could be just that maybe you wanted to go into one career, or you wanted to do one hobby, or you wanted to try something, and then you might have been playing around with it, and then through that you learned, I don't really like it. It's not really me. And sometimes when we have these realizations, they kind of hit us a little bit, because you're like, you could have spent a lot of money, you could have spent a lot of resources, you could have been telling all your friends and your family, I'm going to do this is going to be great. And then when you do it, you're like, I hate this sucks, this isn't me, this is not making me happy, I don't want to do this anymore. But with that, so it could be something like that for some of you. So, but I think whatever this represents, you've kind of come to a point where you're moving forward towards something. And I always see this as kind of slow energy. For some people, they could go through this a little quicker, but because I always see this as kind of almost like the last straw. You know, like you really were with something for a while, and then it's that kind of somber, that realization that, you know what, it's not going to change, it's not getting better, and it's never going to get better, and it's just time for me to start figuring out what's next. And these people, they may not entirely know where they're going, but I always see this guy as maybe representing kind of like spirit, or your spirit guides, or just your intuition, or just having a belief or having even faith in yourself that you're going to figure it out, or kind of just, you know, kind of going forward a little bit blindly in a sense. Like you may not know exactly what's ahead of you, but you just know you need to go in this direction. Now, by the end of the 3 months, you're going to have the 10 of Pentacles, which is amazing. So this is really about getting that kind of success. So I think whatever you've been working on, if there's something that has not been working out for you, you're leaving it behind. And I think through that shedding that old belief system or that old idea or whatever this is, you're actually going to wind up being more successful. Because sometimes when we get so fixated on something, it blocks us. We're stuck in it and we can't really see beyond that because we thought it's supposed to happen this way, it's going to work out this way, and this is it. And then it's a hard pill to swallow when it's not working out, and we have to come, you know, have that conversation with ourselves of like, self, what the hell? It sucks. What are we going to do? What are we doing, self? Me, myself, and I, what are we doing? So I think you're kind of having that little bit realization, but I think through that, you're really going to find some kind of success. And I definitely think it could be still with this, whatever this Page of Pentacles is, it's just you might be taking a different route now with it. But your challenge for the few months, with the Seven of Cups in reverse, this is, to me, you may be feeling overwhelmed. There may be many different options because with the pages here, they're the students. They're trying to figure things out. So he's going to try to review different ideas. He's going to take in consideration different options. You know, they're the ones that are seekers of information. You know, they're the youth. They're a little bit open-minded. They're a little bit, things are kind of newer to them. Sometimes when you're younger, you have these fresh eyes. Everything is new to you. So it's like, oh, wow, look how cool it is. When you get older, sometimes you've seen it a million times, so it loses the magic in a sense, or you get set in certain kind of ways that may not be as beneficial. That's why it's always good to see what these youngsters are doing out there, because they're willing to try the new stuff. You know, they're willing to try the new technology, the new ideas. They're willing to play around with that. So as we get older, sometimes I don't want to say we don't want to learn it, but sometimes it sounds like, what the hell's going on over there? What are they doing now? But it's good to kind of still tap into some of that youthful energy, because eventually a lot of the stuff that I don't want to say these youngsters are doing, but it's going to trickle into, let's say with technology or something, it's going to trickle into, I don't want to say more mainstream, but it's going to really have more of an impact going forward. So it's always good to kind of keep up with what's going on with things. But technology is moving so quickly now. Sometimes it's hard to keep up. But anyway, but what's recommended for you is the Page of Wands. And to me, this is saying that you just need to still play around with it. You need to still try it out because he's still a student. And this guy, the wands are all about kind of that passion and that action. So I think whatever you're passionate about, you need to play with it. But I think through this, you might be moving away from something, away from an idea or a way of doing something. And I think you might feel overwhelmed with even the choices or the next steps with this. But I think however this is going to happen, I think you're going to figure it out. And I think you're going to wind up actually having very good success with it. You're going to be very pleased by the end of the few months with your achievements or with the results that you're getting. So let's see what else the cards have to say for you. Okay, first up, you have Skunk Spirit, know your worth. And I think this is definitely, if you're moving away from something, it could be a person, it could be a situation, it could be whatever it represents for you. But this is you knowing your worth. This is you deciding that it's not working out and you deserve better. And sometimes when you have to lick your wounds and move forward, that's kind of really like you knowing your worth. You know that there's no point in me putting any more energy into a situation that's not really working out. But I think you have a lot of different options. You just may be a little overwhelmed. So that's good though. Okay, now we have Rose Quartz, open up your heart. And I feel like this is saying that you just need to kind of be open, because you have a lot of like this, the practical cards here, and then some of the thoughts and the actions, and then you have the Cups card, which represents your emotions, but it's in reverse. So I think you just need to stay open. Like sometimes when we go through this Six of Swords moment where we're letting something go, we're just moving forward, it could be a very somber card because a lot of times, at least when I get this, it's things that I don't necessarily want to let go of. You know, certain things, yes, but sometimes it's like, oh, it's almost that like, I wish it was different. I wish it didn't have to be like this. But if it gets to a point where it's not changing, it's time, you know? And sometimes when we get on this boat and we kind of usher ourselves through this, there's something much better waiting for us at the other end. We just didn't see it because we were on the other side and all we could see, we had the tunnel vision. But I think what's coming for you on the other end is your Ten of Pentacles. And I think this is extremely good. This is about kind of that stability, that kind of long-term wealth. And it doesn't mean that you're going to be wealthy at the end of the 3 months necessarily, but I think whatever you're working on has the potential to be something much better for you in the long haul. So that is definitely, and give you that satisfaction. It could be something that even just gives you satisfaction and makes you happy. Because honestly, sometimes happiness, I think, is the most priceless wealth anybody could have. Somebody could have all the money in the world, but if you're not happy, you don't have anything really. So I think this could even represent like the decisions you're making or the direction you're going. It's making you feel more satisfied. It's making you feel happier. And Mask. Not showing true feelings. Hide, personify, pretend, delude, gaslighting. I kind of wonder if this is definitely going with this Six of Swords. I wonder for some of you if this was a person or even a situation. Maybe there was something kind of hidden. Maybe you were seeing only one side of somebody or one side of the situation, and then you had some type of realization. It's not quite what you thought it was, and like it was pretending to be something different. And then once you realize that, now that's ushering in the Six of Swords moment, that's kind of moving forward. But I think this is also could for some others. This could be saying that if you're feeling like you need help from somebody or you need to talk to somebody, open up. Like if you have a friend or family member that really is in your corner and they really want your best interest, just kind of keep your heart open. Because I know sometimes when we go through things, we want to be more closed off because it could be either you're ashamed, you're depressed, or you're whatever, you know. But sometimes when you stay open to those that are really truly supportive of you, it helps you kind of digest some of this loss or this kind of regret or this sadness energy a little bit better. You know, it helps you kind of heal a little bit. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for that one. Okay. And you also have, you deserve love. You are lovable. So I think this is important to remember because for some, this could be like represent a relationship that's not quite working out and you're moving forward, but you're eventually going to get what you want going forward. I think it's always important, especially when the Six of Swords here, that to just have a lot of self-care, self-love, and just be open, especially with the open up your heart. Just be open to good things coming to you in the future. Now you have be a pineapple, stand tall, wear a crown, and be sweet on the inside. And I think this is saying that you just need to kind of march to the own beat, your own beat of the drum or your own drum beat or whatever. You just got to do your own thing. Sometimes you just got to be the person that you just are. It's not even that you were destined to be. Sometimes we just get born a certain kind of way and this is who we are and that's it. So you just have to be proud. Even if you're experiencing some kind of loss or some kind of heartbreak or failure, just everybody goes through that at some point or another. Like you're not alone, but just don't let that define who you are. You are a person here. You're an individual in this world having a very unique experience, and you need to just embrace that your experiences and everything that you're going to go through. It's very uniquely, it's very intrinsic to you, but just be proud of things. Just be proud of yourself, be proud of your achievements, even sometimes be proud of your failures. I know that doesn't always feel like something to be proud of, but sometimes when you fail, it means you actually tried something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you never even tried it, you would have never even had the opportunity to have a success or a failure. But at least be proud that you gave it a try. Like you tried it, you found out. And sometimes when you find out, you realize, you know what? I can do it better. Or next time I do this, I'm going to do it a little different. And that's how people become successful. Or that's how people learn and gain knowledge and wisdom. And sharpen their skills, their life skills and everything through kind of failing. So just because you had one failure or multiple failures, don't take it as like that you're not capable or you're not worthy or you don't deserve love or to be loved or whatever. Take it as at least you tried, and just be proud of that. Okay, and then we have today I'm excited. Today is going to be the best day ever. And I think that's really positive, especially if you're now having a little bit of a moment. But I think that this is, to me, is a really, really positive reading. It's just, even with the Page of Wands, it's just saying just keep trying things out. Like keep at it. Like keep playing around with it. See what you like. Maybe whatever this was, maybe you didn't really like it. Maybe you're really going in a different direction, but that's okay. Maybe this Page of Pentacles for you was something that you were trying, like I said before, and you don't like it, and you decided to move on. But I think whatever you're going to be trying in the future is really going to give you this kind of Ten of Pentacles, this satisfaction, or this feeling like you are accomplishing something that you're very happy with. Now, let's see what Bob Ross has to say for you. You have, now then, let's wash the old brush. That's the fun part of this whole technique. Okay, shake off that excess and just beat the devil out of it. And I think this is saying, sometimes you paint something, sometimes the brush gets dirty, sometimes it's a disaster, sometimes it's a mess. But you just need to wash it off. Like you need to just wash, you need to start from square one. Sometimes we just got to be like, okay, this is a mess. I'm not going to do this anymore. This is really bad. We're going to take a step back. We're going to step away from this. In fact, we're never going to visit this again. We're going to leave it right here. So I think this is saying that you can always start again. You could always try something different, So if something's not working out, it's okay. You wash that off. You decide, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm going to try something different. So, and I think beating the devil out of it is just beating all the negativity that you might be feeling in your mind out of your brain. You have to get rid of all that. And let's see what little spirit of the dish we get for you. You have the spirit of the flame, which is the spirit of the sriracha. And I really feel like this is saying just be spicy. Because the Page of Wands, he's kind of spicy, He's like kind of passionate. I would think he would like spicy food, this guy. So I think this is just saying add a little spice to it, be kind of like a little feisty sometimes. Just kind of add that little zest. And for your dinner and a movie, you have Chinese food and action films. For the energies you either need to be aware of or tap into, you have Leo, and this is all about ego, individuality, and confidence. And you have Gemini, which is about communication and thought processes. And Gemini is very much that kind of duality in a sense. I always see them as the devil's advocate, that two sides to everything and reviewing both sides to something, seeing things from both sides. And you also have two Mars, which is also about energy, initiative, and temper. You have two 10th houses as well. So this is about social status, career, and aspirations. And you have the number 2 here, which is an even number. So that means the special guest that will be answering your questions today will be Mr. Predicto. Think of those questions. He'll be out here shortly. So you have G, M, P, S, L, 8O. And you have believe. So I think you just need to believe in yourself and believe in your destination, because if we move the G over here, so you have GPS, right? So that's like the geographic, whatever system, GP. I don't know what the P stands for. It doesn't even matter. Anyway, geographical placement system. Let me look this up. Hold on a second here. We're finding out wait, I'm going to find out the correct information for you guys. GPS stands for, okay, here we go. Global Positioning System. So Global Positioning System. Whatever, guys. Anyway, so this is what I also think, considering this is here, is that you might be maybe moving in a new direction. Obviously, with the Six of Swords, you're definitely starting to move in a new direction with something. But I think this is saying that although you might see this as a little bit of a failure or a setback, it's actually, I feel like you're really on the right path. And I think now you're going to be either rerouted, or because sometimes you have to do something and have an experience or learn something before you really get to have another experience or be good at something else. It's almost like it's like a progression of steps, you know? Like if you're climbing a mountain, you just don't go from the bottom to the top within one step. And I think that's a lot of the process with, like, you take little steps, multiple steps, you got to climb that thing. So I think that's like with life, you know, you're constantly kind of shifting around, doing things, figuring things out, but you're really honing skills and everything. So I feel like whatever this represents for you, you were learning something along the ways that is very practical. Because to me, the Page of Pentacles, you know, he's learning a lot of the real practical applications and of things, and I think it's going to definitely be benefiting you going forward. So I think you're part of, what was the GPS thing again? Hold on a second, let me read, I forgot already. Global positioning system. So I think this is you positioning yourself within your life, your global life, better. Take that how that resonates. Okay, let me see what else we okay, so I got two. Okay, so you got the starfish, and you got the blob here, which I see as like a black hole. It's a black abyss. Now, I see this thing as an abyss of darkness. But to me, because it has a gold lining, but if you want to say silver lining, gold lining, whatever, you know. To me, this is saying that although you might be feeling with the Six of Swords here, like you've entered a black abyss of darkness and despair, you might be feeling this kind of energy, this kind of depressed or whatever it is, that you don't really know which way to go. Because especially with this Seven of Cups here, this could be feeling like you just don't know what the best option is. You might just be a little overwhelmed. This is saying that there's always a way out. There's always a way to climb out. And I feel like there's always multiple ways to climb out, because here, if you go to any one of these sides, you can get out. So, and then if you were to get a crane and put it in the middle, like one of those long thingies, you could get the person out too. So depending on the way, there's always multiple ways to get out, you know? So yeah, so this is just saying that, like, you might be feeling a little blah right now, but there is a way. You're going to figure it out. You just need to feel around. And with the starfish, I always see this as no matter which way you put this guy, he's the same. So I think that your skills are so versatile that regardless of whatever you've learned with this situation here, with this Page of Pentacles situation, and whatever you're moving forward, I think the skills you've learned with the Page of Pentacles will go to your Ten of Pentacles. I think that you'll be able to apply the things that you have learned now into the future. So you're not really necessarily starting from square one again. You're just building upon the skill. So you're bringing your knowledge with you. So no matter what you're doing or where you're positioned, you have those skills. You have that kind of base knowledge or base understanding, even of yourself, to help you in the future. And I think sometimes that actually makes you go a little faster and a little quicker, because you've gone through it and you already have developed those skills. So I think that's super positive. Now, here he is. It is time now. Think of those questions and let us ask. Oh, Mr. Predicto, the most accurate prediction device to ever run off batteries. What is the answer to question?
Yes.
He said yes. So there you go. Mr. Predicto is a man of many words, and that was the word he chose to speak here today. I hope you all have a wonderful few months, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.